Alright guys, welcome back to the finale of Let's Play Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. This is my second attempt at recording this because I was interrupted when I first started this morning, and I'm almost certain I'm going to get interrupted again, but I'm trying anyway. Hello, mouse cursor. Yeah, so we're trying to rescue Ada because Dracula's a douchebag and wants to absorb her for the third time. The second time he succeeded, then she kind of popped back out. And now this. The wolf jumps out of him, shatters the damn thing, and just stands there like, what, bitch? I was able to do this, you weren't. But the dumb wolf just stands there. He doesn't make any attempt to move. He just stands there. And then he gets squished. So Dracula drags him down with him. Blah ha ha, more laughing. Yeah. So, supposedly this was his motive the entire time. Just to separate the wolf's power from Cornell. Which, I'm not 100% sure how that really makes sense. But then again, I'm not all too familiar with the lore behind Dracula coming back every century. But Cornell is now just a man, just a cook. No, he's just a man, and he's walking through a forest with Ada now. We should be okay now. We're okay, aren't we? No. Excuse me, I'm trying to eat my lunch and do this at the same time. And now we turn around and there's Henry. After all of that, Henry still hasn't made it very far out of the forest. And 5 minutes later, we're just kind of out there. That kid moves slow. And then the blue wolf went in front of me and led me out. Woohoo. I don't know if I showed it or not. I'm pretty sure I did, but Cornell gave Henry that pendant and told him that as he moves through the forest, the wolves shouldn't bother him or something like that. So, that's what it did. The wolves didn't kill him. One of the wolves were trying to actually lead him out. And now Cornell's having a flashback to something that happened 10 minutes ago. She is not a man-wolf. Insert my pun from earlier here. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about this. It's just the ending of the game. There's never much to say. And I really don't want to ignore what's happening and get to my thoughts on the game already. I'll do that when the credits pop up. So now he's seeing Ortega again, who is now dead. Which is kind of a shame. It would have been great to be able to play as Ortega, even though you know nothing of his abilities. It would have made for a great alternate character, in my opinion, because usually in Castlevania games, you're able to play as your rival after you beat them. For instance, in Symphony of the Night, you're able to play as Richter, which I'm planning a challenge run with him as I speak, anyway. Oh yeah, the village has been destroyed. Sad face. Yep. So, now Cornell and Ada and Henry are going to go start a life together somewhere on the farm. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't get why it didn't show her eyes there, and that's creepy as hell. That reminds me of those damn dolls with the glowing eyes. Then we just walk away and leave the fire lit. Leave the pendant, of course. Cornell can protect us, because he's just a cook. We leave the fire lit, and so the sequel is, the forest has been on fire for centuries now. And, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. So, these are the credits. There is music, okay. For some reason I was thinking there wasn't. Not that you'd be able to hear it or anything. But returning to my point earlier about the rivals, in Symphony of the Night you have Richter. In Harmony of Dissonance you have Maxim. In Aria of Sorrow you have Julius. So you're usually able to play as your rivals, so I don't see why they didn't put in Ortega. Then again, he doesn't really have that much to do with the story in the first place. At least, well, I don't know, neither does Julius, or any of the characters for that matter. You fight them once and that's it. So, yeah, it's something to speculate on at any rate. My thoughts on this game, for the time, it was a damned good game. Especially going from a period of just having 2D Castlevania games with really no plot whatsoever. So they come out with this, I'm trying to think of the proper word to use. It's not rendering, but it's, I don't know. Point is, to go from 2D with no story to 3D with actually a pretty decent story, that was a major leap, and I say they've landed it pretty well. The controls, not too brilliant. I could have been happier with a little easier jumping, but then again, when you think about it, you're not supposed to be able to change your jumping angle mid-jump in real life anyway. At least not easily. So I guess it makes sense, but then again it doesn't, because all Castlevania games have allowed you to do that. Gameplay-wise, I don't think they could have done much better, really. I mean, it could have been a little more challenging, but I say that after I've used save states 50 billion times. I never really have liked death pits or insta-kill spikes. I'm glad that they made the spikes non-insta-kill. That was very convenient. And we're already at the end of the credits. So, I don't have too many thoughts on this game. It speaks for itself. Yes, I'll overwrite my cleared data. That's how you play as other people. This seems to be a staple of most games in this era. And now we have the ending cutscene, which this sets the stage for Reinhardt's story, and I'm glad that you guys get to see it. This goes back to me thinking that this Cornell story was the prequel to Castlevania 64. So, and there's Gil de Raw, or whatever his name is. He never had a purpose in the first place. Now he's just kind of there. Oh, and I did look it up. Actrice is in Carrie's story, so at least I think she is. So I may very well be doing Carrie's story, even though she's nothing too fantastic. She's broken as all hell. So they're using the Wolfman's or the Wolf's power, sorry, to bring Dracula back early, very early. Okay, and I'm taking a bite of my burger, sorry. Delicious shit. Sorry about that. Kind of dry. The ritual is a success because the coffin is covered in electricity. Foolish humans, they will see. One day the world will be again shrouded in darkness. Yay, darkness. Yay. Sorry. Wait. Okay, yeah. This is vital to Reinhardt's story. About that time, a priest of the Eastern Orthodox Church gave his prophecy. One clear night, after 7 days of thunder and rain, a blood moon will shine down on a foggy lake, and children of darkness will gather in the old castle. An infant with blue eyes and blue hair will be born on this night to a young couple living in a small village in the forest. On this child's 8th birthday, the soul of the true devil will wake from a deep sleep and play a destructive melody. Still there is no reason to grieve, for our Lord has given us one hope, to entrust our future to two youths, who inherited the powers to fight the devil. Okay. I'm clicking outside the window so this won't continue, so you just get to see the KCEK thing. Konami Computer Entertainment, Kobe, yeah. And I'm sorry if my reading of that was a little bland, but you gotta understand that is the basis of Reinhardt's story. I don't want to give too much away, but it's nothing that you won't see almost immediately when the game starts anyway. So I'll give you a little prologue, if you will. The child that's born on that night, 8 years later, you do meet him as Reinhardt. Maybe as Carrie, I'm not 100% sure on that. This is going off of Castlevania 64, and I'd never played much with Carrie, because she was kind of boring. You do meet up with this child. He's the one that you end up saving in the Rose Maze rather than Henry. Doing this is kind of a mistake, because this is quote-unquote, well, not really a quote, it's just what I speculate it to be. He's the reincarnation of Dracula. So, not so much reincarnation, but I don't know of a good way to explain it. If you've read, I'm going on about stupid stuff now, trying to reach a consistent time. Like, most of my videos have been 13 to 14 minutes, so I'm trying to reach that. But I guess I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. The thing about the couple in the forest, I take that to mean that this child is born from, I'm sorry. He's the child of Cornell and Ada. As weird as that may sound, it kind of would make sense. It doesn't really give any details as to who the child's mother and father are, so that's what I think that would mean. So, really, the Vanquisher of Evil has now created the spawn of Satan. Woohoo. Gotta love that. So, that's pretty much all for now. I'm going to be working on Conker's Bad Fur Day until I reach about the halfway point of that game. Then I'm going to come back and do Henry's story. It'll be maybe 4 or 5 videos at the most, probably 3. Or I'm just going to speed it up and narrate over it. So, look forward to that. And then after I do Henry's story, I'm going to finish off Conker's Bad Fur Day. Then come back and do Reinhardt's story. And after that, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to get to the halfway point of Conker's Bad Fur Day before Camtasia's trial is over. I was able to reset it back to 5 days by entering a wrong product key, so I now have 4 days left on it, rather than the 2 I had yesterday, or 3 maybe, I don't know. That's about it. I don't know what I'm going to be doing after Camtasia's over, probably just doing some more Tactics Ogre, but I'm still consulting with Vitavis on that. So, yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you guys later, if not on Conker's Bad Fur Day, then back in this on Henry's story. So I'll see you then.